Hey speakers, we're going to go ahead and get into it. So go ahead and like and subscribe and let's get started. Hey everyone, how's everyone doing this evening? Hopefully everyone is doing well. I hopped on just for a second here to kind of go over some things that's really been pressing on my mind because I have just been kind of wondering, y'all. Ariane is kind of quiet these days, and I'm just trying to see what is really going on. Now, my husband and the dog wind up going to the store. So I said, what better time than me to go hop on and speak to my speakers for a second so I could kind of tap in and maybe we can kind of make some things make sense. Now, of course, before I get any further in the video, please everyone go ahead and like the video. Please help me stay in the algorithm. I haven't been able to kind of drop videos as often because of I have a lot going on at the time. However, I am transitioning and moving to Florida um, on next week. So hopefully once I get settled, I'll be able to drop more videos more often. When I first moved down there, of course, it'll just be me for the time being because I'm going there. I got a promotion and a transfer with my job. And due to my husband's condition at this time, it wouldn't be in the best interest for him to move right now. So we're going to try to make it work. But anywho, enough of that talk. But anyhow, y'all, go ahead and like the videos, subscribe to the channel if you haven't became a part of the family, and go ahead and turn on those notification bells so you'll be notified every time I upload another video. So yeah, I decided to kind of hop on today to see if y'all have been seeing some of the things I've been seeing and trying to put everything together. Now some of it may be a little week or so kind of behind, but I just wanted to just hop on and, give my opinion on it, what I feel maybe trying to happen. Now, I know I have been, because even though I haven't been dropping videos, I kind of tap in and out, here on these YouTube streets to kind of keep updated. I do, continue to drop my videos with the reviews and a recap of the actual show. If you have not watched, I did drop that on Monday. If you hadn't had a chance to watch that, as well as the recap and review of Bell Collective. And y'all, if you haven't been into Bell Collective, I would highly recommend. I am loving Bell Collective. Actually, I am enjoying Bell Collective a lot more than I am enjoying Love and Marriage Huntsville at this time. But anywho, but we have heard in these streets that supposedly, allegedly, Stormy is having some type of party. And we have kind of heard that Ariane has gotten an invitation and will be there. Now, the question that we all asking is, will she be shown on the show? Because of course we know that OWN is going to capture that party. That's probably going to be a part of Stormy's storyline. So of course we all know that 9 times out of 10, they will be filming at the party. And supposedly Ariane has gotten an invitation and she will be there. Now, kind of a backstory, moving back a little bit, we kind of heard mention in the past that Stormy knew of Ariane due to a so-called friend that worked for Stormy, and she used to be sitting in the car while the friend working. How crazy is that? Y'all live in Alabama. I mean, I know they all have some hot months there, or, I don't know, but that just seemed kind of crazy and odd that you would be sitting in a car of a parking lot while your friend working. But then we later kind of found out, up to date, that Martell and Courtney allege are pretty cool. So what we all been kind of thinking is maybe the friend really wasn't an employee of Stormy, but actually it was Martell coming to, holler at Courtney here and there. And Ariane would just be in the car, and maybe Stormy, made herself known because we know she can be a little nosy. And so to clean it up, she just made it, kind of change the story around. Because Ariane may show make mention that, oh yeah, I know her and she know me. So all of a sudden, fast forward, you inviting her to parties, allegedly. Now, with her inviting her to the party, now we have heard Carlos mention so many times that she would never be on the show. She talked too much. She is made calls to even as much as trying to call Oprah, in reference to the show because she wanted to know why her name is always mentioned and why she was always the storyline. But as I have been saying from the very beginning, who was checking for you? Who kept mentioning you? I mean, they may have been talking about the situation, but never really you. I think it was only one time that we even heard your voice on this show. But she made it to where the show was centered around her. The show wouldn't be nothing if it wasn't for her. And again, I truly believe Martell was the one that has pumped her head up because we heard in his previous interviews that he has fought tooth and nail for her to be on the show, and he feels as though that she should be able to tell her side of the story. And so now I'm really, I have it in my mind that this man really here pumps this girl head up to believe that she is it. She is that girl. So that is the reason why she's always in our ear talking about she that girl, and she is the one that's making the show and making her feel a lot more than what she really is. But he know as well as we know, girl, you ain't about ish. He know that, but he says what needs to be said at the time to get what he want. See, he feels as though he have her right exactly where he want her, and he feel that way, and he know that I could tell her anything, she's gonna go for it, she's gonna play along with it, because anybody that would sit up here and can even consider releasing revenge porn, revenge P on someone, oh yeah, your mind gone. So therefore, I know I can get her to do whatever. So, but I have to say, what sound good to keep her in that spot. So, okay, I got that part. So he done manipulated her and put it and drove it in her head that she is that girl. So fast forward, and now we see where Martell and Carlos is chummy now, all of a sudden. Now they have, mentioned in the past how cool they were. We've seen him shed tears and, but now it's like in your face, we cool. We go on tours together. I'm lining him up with the people to network with the right people to get him deals. And I'm setting him up and arranging spouses or girlfriends or whatever you wanted to call Sheree. I'm making these moves to put him in this limelight to kind of better, you know, to try to make him look better than what he's looking out here on these social media streets. So we see where they are now. So now it makes me wonder, okay, well, has Martell kind of manipulated you now to where you feel that, yeah, maybe it is time for her to tell her side? Or is it the ratings, being that the ratings isn't dropped and nothing about the show is really given too much? So maybe we need to add that one person that we know is gonna shake something up. Add on there if you want to and see how much you shook up. You think your numbers falling, they really gonna hit rock bottom. But I could almost see him doing this because not only is him and Martell, pillow talking in my opinion, and chummy, but I also feel as though Martell gets to tell his side of the story on what he feels is right, and I feel like Carlos kind of go along with it. And I feel like at this point, maybe not before in the prior seasons, I don't think Martell was pretty up on it for Arion to be on the show. But now that it's almost a sealed deal, that it ain't nothing finna happen between you and Mel, I honestly feel, in my opinion, that yeah, he would love for Arion to come on the show. Not only would he, do it to be spiteful to Mel, but he also would like for Arion to get up off that couch and get a check. Let's just call it for what it is, because we already know that she probably draining him for the little that he has, because again, she don't have him on child support. She I don't, She never even on social media marketing her brand or her clothes, which we already know that probably wasn't doing about nothing no way, because everything she had, we could go get to the rainbow. So I mean, I don't know, how much that was even profiting her, but he know that by bringing her on this show, even if it's for a season, it's a check for her that could potentially maybe put her on her feet. But with somebody in the mind frame that she have, she still probably wouldn't get far even with that check. But anywho, but yeah, I really feel that, and I even more so feel that now that all of a sudden now we're seeing more pictures of Martell and Baby Knox together. Look like they, here we see here, and kind of we see here now. This was where they look to be, having I'm assuming a family date, because that looked like Ariane arm all the way to the right, if you could see it. And they're out, they're on the boat, on the lake. I don't know, maybe fishing. I don't know what they were doing, but they were having family time, because 9 times out of 10, this is her arm. Could be Miss Marlene. I don't know. Wasn't there. Don't really care. But anywho, he was out there with his son, and I don't see the M&M kids unless he failed to mention them. But this picture wasn't on Martell's page. This picture was actually featured on Maverick's page. So what it looked to me, being that someone has advised, yeah, go ahead and start him an Instagram account. Let's get his followers up. Let's start posting pictures. We need to put him out there, because now we're going to try to make his face a thing. We want him to be as big as the M&M kids, in my opinion. We can't leave him behind. Now, I don't know if this was Ariane's idea or was this Martell's idea. I don't know. Don't really care. But at the end of the day, what I can say, and again, in my opinion, nothing against this child at all. Matter of fact, I'm going to take this down, because I don't even like to put children out there. If you notice, I very rarely post pictures of the M&M kids, because I just don't care for that. But let's keep in mind, yes, he's a handsome little boy, but we have to look at the two parents of this little boy. See, the M&M kids have an advantage because their mother is very business minded. Their mother is smart. Their mother has a good heart. Their mother is a hustler. Let's start there. And we know that you ain't hitting on too much when it comes to the business. We know that you ain't the brightest. You couldn't pass an open book test. We know already that your heart is shaky as I don't know what. And we not going to even go into Ariane and how she run things. So you can sit up here and post pictures of him and do all of this so he could be the face of the Hope family as well. But he's not going to be where your other children are. And that's just me, and that's me saying it. And again, this has nothing to do with the child at all. This has everything to do with the parents. And at the end of the day, it just kind of make me wonder, what is all of this for? Now, you sat up there and made such a big deal about the M&M kids not being on the show. The M&M kids don't need to be on social media, but yet and still you turn right back around and you have a whole Instagram page for this little boy that's younger than the M&M kids. Make it make sense. So it's okay for him to be on here, but not them. No, the problem is you don't want them on there because you already know you have the Sugar Mama line. You also, I've heard where Mel is coming out with something for her other girls, as well as Tank is going to come out with something. And you know, they are going to be the face of the brand. So what you're trying to do is you're trying to kind of steer it around so they won't be out there. Like it won't look as though it's theirs. We all know as a collective, we all know what it's hitting for. We already know. We are actually cheerleaders for Mel. We actually go hard for her. Now, again, I'm not the biased person, but basically at the end of the day, you might as well go ahead and call me a millimeter, because I ain't seen nobody else on this show that I'm really riding for. Because at the end of the day, what does anybody else bring to this show? What is anybody else doing outside of this show other than Mel? Let's be honest. Now, Stormy, she have a little canvas beauty line, but it's so much centered around that brand that it don't look that good. Her attitude is horrible. So it's not, she's not being featured in a good light. I don't even know what in the world Tiffany do. I have no clue. Kimmy, I do know Kimmy was a nurse, and I'm assuming, which we're not going to get on Kimmy, because basically at the end of the day, Kimmy is still going through what she's going through with her health. Kiki, I know she was a English teacher at one of a HBCU. I know all of that, but as of right now, I'm not really sure what she does. Tisha and Marceau, everything that has ever came out their mouth has been lie. So I can't even really give them big ups on their accomplishments, because are they really yours? Now, I'm gonna give credit where credit is due, but you got to show me something, and show me something that's factual. And I will be glad to applaud you in whatever it is that you have going on. Tisha came out with a hair care line that was for her children. I applaud her. I applaud anybody that's out here trying to have a legacy for their children. I'm not gonna never knock it. But at the same time, I feel, in my opinion, that you maybe should have did something more original, made it your own. Even if you had to stick with the lip gloss that originally I think they had. Push that lip gloss like you never have pushed it before. Don't start something and then stop it, because that's not a good look in your children's eyes. That's not being consistent in their eyes. Just because something may not be getting the sales that you wanted to get, don't just automatically steer away from it and go on to the next idea, because what are you teaching your children? Now, you done jumped over here to the hair care line where from my understanding, you don't even have a shampoo to go with the line, and which is fine. You crawl before you walk. But come on, please make it your own. Make it your own. Study your products before you release them. Don't be in such a hurry to release them to get something out to where it's almost looking similar to what someone else has. Now, give it, pink, blue, pretty much what other colors can you do for a child hair care line? I ain't gonna knock you there. I'm not gonna knock you there, because as of someone has made a brand my own, it can be a struggle out there. You try to set yourself apart from other people, but sometimes the industry and certain things can be so, it could be so much going on in that one industry that it's kind of hard to kind of separate yourself. I sell and make candles, and I have to constantly try to do different things to set myself apart from other candle business owners. And another thing that I can advise, I had to watch so many YouTube videos. I had to reach out to people that I would meet at the fragrance shops that I would go and buy my scents from. I would have to speak to the people that worked there at, the warehouse where I would go and get my vessels and my wax from, to network and to be educated on what I'm doing. I actually would sit up here and read ever before I put a price tag on a candle. Because guess what? I sometimes would go to the Traders Village or the flea market to sell candles. And when somebody asks me about my product, trust and believe, I'm going to be able to tell you everything about this, from the vessel to the size of the wick, to how the wick was made, how much candle wax I poured, how much fragrance to the candle wax. I'm going to be able to tell you from the front to the back of what this candle consists of. is eco-friendly. I'm going to tell you I made this with a CD wick. You don't know what a CD wick is? I'm going to break it down to you. This is what you're supposed to do when you make something your brand. You had people asking you in reference to your products that you release for your children, and you told them, order it and read the back of the bottle. What? No, ma'am. So you mean to tell me you want me to order it and me to read it when you potentially could have told me that something is in there that I may very well be allergic to? Are you crazy? I'm going to the next. And then since you've done it, I ain't really heard nothing else about it. So are you really doing this from the heart? Or are you doing this to try to keep up with the Joneses? So again, I applaud you for the effort, but you got to be consistent with that, because it's not a good look in your children's eyes, because it's like you're starting something, but are you completing it? Are you going hard for it? Are you pushing for it? I'm just saying what it is. So when it seems as though I'm cheerleading and hoorahing and hooraying and turning backflips for Mel, know that I'm doing that because I see the ethnic with her. I see her worth ethics that goes along with her. I see the hustle. I see what she is doing. I see she's a mother, but yet and still she's still going hard to build this all for her children. Her children are right on side of her when she's packing orders and making shipments and all of that. They're right there with her, watching her, sometimes even helping her. These are the things that we would like to see, because y'all ain't showing nothing on this show, so you might as well show what you're doing. So this is what it is. But back to my original conversation, I feel as though they're trying to put and push Knox out into the forefront, because as of right now, it's like he's back there to when it comes to the Eminem kids. And it's no one to blame but his parents. And again, I feel like, let's put his face out here, because I feel like eventually they're going to try to make their way on to the show. I feel as though that's the reason that Ariane ain't said a word since she called herself trying to come and check Carson, but Carson checked her right back and she ain't said nothing since then. She was on there looking like somebody had a pow in the back, in her back, because she was looking so scared and frightened, like she didn't know what to do. She ain't said nothing yet. Do you think that maybe they done told her if you could go on mute for a minute, your mic could make it to the show? You think that's what they done told her? Or do you think she over there shaking in her boots because some legal action could be coming her way and she knows this? Y'all tell me in the comments what you think about that. Because to me, it's one of the two. Either she on mute because she knows she got to keep it kosher in order to be able to get on this show, or she shaking in her boots because she already know that something could be coming behind all of that has been exposed. Now, that's my opinion. Meanwhile, while they over there trying to sit up there and build something that has no foundation, Mel said, come out and party with her. Y'all been invited to a Take Me Back party. Yeah, she dropping that Holt and coming back to the Rogers. And baby Martell is sick. Sick. He's sick, because that basically signed, sealed, delivered, put a stamp on it, you're done. That's it. And he knows it. He knows it. And to me, it's almost as though if I was Mel, I would definitely keep my eyes open, because dealing with someone like this that has totally struck out completely, you've been benched. Matter of fact, they have collected the jersey and said it's over with. So therefore, with that, he's not going to take that well. Not at all. He's not going to take it well at all. And that's what I'm afraid of, that this is what the end result will be. But again, she's not worried. She's out. She's on vacation yet again, because she will book a flight she will book a flight. And she met Ali while she was vacationing. Looked like they networked really, really well. And the conversation was really good. I did have it recorded, but I'm pretty sure everybody by now has probably heard it. But yeah, she's out networking, doing what she does. She make the best of any situation, and no matter if she's vacation or not, she's gonna find a way to network to potentially benefit her in the long run. But anyways, y'all, that was pretty much all I had for this evening. Just wanted to jump on to see what did y'all think about all of this that's been going on lately with Mr. Holt and Ariane Curry, and see what are they trying to do with Mr. Maverick. Are they trying to bring them on and come on here as one big happily Holt family, or what? Maybe she is the one that he was talking about he want to marry within the next year. Who knows? But anyways, y'all go ahead and drop down in the comments. Let me know how you feel about everything. And of course, if you didn't like the video on your way in, like it on your way out. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And of course, hit that notification bell. And until next time, good night.